first story of the day, Thursday's Guardian. A whole gallery of GB News' favourite hate figures and demons are going at each other like Punch and Judy. We cannot lose in this case.
So Piers Morgan knew about illegal phone hacking when he was the editor of the Daily Mirror. It has been alleged at the High Court. That's not me saying it, by the way. That's Prince Harry's barrister saying it. But yeah, apparently, this case has been brought by Prince Harry and various other celebrities. It says that illegal activity, including voicemail interception, was carried out on an industrial scale by staff at Mirror newspapers. So they and it apparently broke up the relationship between Prince Harry and Chelsea Davy, his ex-girlfriend. So that could have been a different timeline.
Yeah.
So they were hacking into voicemails using the default code. Apparently there's a code, and if you don't change it, it's still like, what is it, 111 or whatever it is. So, I mean, that feels like entrapment. If you're so stupid you don't change your code, I don't know. And I sort of feel, on Piers Morgan's defence and in journalism's defence, they sort of need to do investigative journalism. And if that sometimes includes, hacking into Paul McCartney's voicemail and hearing it like daft messages he's left for Heather Mills and mocking them in the office, then so be it. I mean, there's also other good stuff that journalists do.
It's an interesting point. I mean, well, 2 or 3 points there. One is that I did feel that the story sounded very plausible. The way he was sharing reminiscences, and as you say, Piers Morgan standing in the middle of the shop floor, essentially inviting people to laugh along with him.
Yeah.
Paul McCartney was singing "And I Love Her" on Heather Mills' voicemail. So I believe it was true, but I think you're right. I almost do feel like if you don't change your default PIN code, then you have basically walked out, you've left your front door swinging open.
Yeah, it's like leaving your curtains open and being, why are the paparazzi photographing me while I walk around?
I mean, it's close, isn't it? And also, as you say, there is some justified investigative journalism, human nature being what it is. If you learn how to do a thing like that, very, very soon you're doing it all the time. It's a bit like going, I started off shoplifting for food, but before you know it, you get yourself a nice pair of slippers.
Yeah, you get the Marks and Spencer's finest.
Yeah, exactly.
So is this then, the alleged phone hacking, is this the journalism equivalent of going through someone's bins?
Yeah, well, that is also journalism, isn't it? In a sense, I suppose. But yeah, the modern equivalent, it is.
The technological equivalent, that's what I should have said.
Yeah.
Well, it's easier now as well because of recycling, so all the paper's in one.
That's true. I mean, it is worth saying this case is all been up, and it was the Levinson report, wasn't it, that came out of the back of this. It is reheated a little bit. There are technicalities that have allowed them to do this, but I don't think they've ever quite managed to pin it on Piers before, and it does look like they might corner him, and I don't know, I would find that quite amusing.